messages to share as we think about the work that we do. Space is physical. We all know that. I think sometimes interior design is really about place and the emotion that we create and how people feel connected to that place, how they use it, how they feel about it. The discussion around craft, I believe, many of us believe, it is the closest opportunity for us to think about how users are really going to interact with what we create. So sometimes when you think about architecture and interior design, it's a scale thing, and that matters. Which also leads me to, if we could think more about designing from the inside out and the outside in, it makes all of our work better. It's the idea of we're a multidisciplinary firm working in an interdisciplinary way. So I also wondered about what will resonate with this group. And I'm new. I think I'm not quite at 6 months, which feels like about a minute. And it's been a terrific experience thus far. And so it seemed like maybe I help you get to know me a little bit more. I didn't do the grasshopper sliding scale child thing, but I don't have any groovy glasses with little kids and things, but I thought maybe just talk about me in this place and in this space that we work together. So, interior design, hoping that as we think about what HDR is doing in interior design, that we're thinking about we're shaping spaces and places, elevating the user experience from the inside out, because we build buildings for what goes on inside, and that matters. And it's ongoing, right? Like that's what people see for years and years and years versus that person. So I've got a big mouthful of a title. I'm Global Interior Design Director, and what does that really mean? Well, I hope I cause really great work to happen, great collaboration, and integration in all our work. So I'm going to take you through 5 key points, and hope that this resonates, and that we can talk about the work we do more often. So I've been working for about 25 years, which sort of seems like a very strange number to me, because when you start your career, you think, wow, it's really a long time, you're old. And so it feels like I'm still learning. I worked with some remarkable firms. I feel like this is one of them. We've had some common paths and places we work with. So as a little bit about me, I love diversity, and I love the power of ideas, so I feel really connected to Brian, and I think in our firm that was really important. And great thought partner, and we're getting to know each other, and we're having some fun too, which really matters. Fun is not bad. And I think truly that design doesn't just happen in schematic design and design development. Design starts when you're pursuing a project, and it should also be part of what you're thinking about when you're photographing something. Photographs matter. It's the only tool we're going to have to tell a story long after that job is finished and we walk away. So everything we do should be about design. I think we're all intuitive thinkers, we're strategic. How do we harness that and bring it forward and do it together? So those are things I think about. I also, strangely enough, love really big, complex projects that are a bit messy. Lots of stakeholders, lots of push and pull and all of that. So it's really interesting. This is a job that moved in 2007 as the Calgary Court Center. It's 1 million square feet, 75 courtrooms, one of the biggest in North America. And there's a tie to HDR with Rob West out of the Dallas office, led program working for Alberta Infrastructure. So there was a pathway to HDR all those years ago. A little bit about me again. Each day I really aspire to inspire people. I hope that through the ways in which we think and act about design helps everyone in the studio, not just maybe those people that you maybe work with directly, but we're all a part of this thing that we call HDR and liaison do. We solve really big, challenging problems. Not everybody agrees. How do we get to consensus? How do we move forward and help each other do that? It won't be perfect, but if we can move forward, then we will be successful with the things that we're hoping to achieve. And above all, I believe the idea of valuing the idea is really important. In the same way that Brooke talked a little bit about outreach, in the interior design industry, and I think across with architecture, how you engage with the industry and universities, et cetera, really matters. So I have a bunch of different associations that I belong to. I am a licensed interior designer for the Association of Architects. I'm a member of IIBA, Interior Designers Canada. CETA is the body that does accreditations for all the universities that offer interior design, and it is a high bar to reach. So if you graduate from an accredited institution, you can write your NCIDQs, which is the highest level of licensure, if you will, equivalency to becoming a member of AIA and you're in cars. I'm a grad of U of M, the other U of M that people don't really know much about, and it's Manitoba. What was unique is architecture and interior design was offered together at grad school. And so those are really cool. I've gone back and lectured, culture series, spent time, nothing like being in the studio with a bunch of students. Also getting involved, I just relocated from San Francisco to Chicago, so getting involved in the Illinois Institute of Technology, which is really great. And way back, Mount Royal University used to be Mount Royal College, and interior design, Department of Interior Design, we lobbied the Minister of Education in Alberta to become a university accredited program. It's the first one in Mount Royal College. It is now a university. He felt like he led the way. So outreach matters. Elevating interior design beyond decoration is, I think, really important. And the other takeaway, if we could talk about it, is interior design is a lot more than interiors and finishes. And we really aspire to do that at HDR and hope that we can do that together. I'm going to sprint through some work, just so you get a sense of the kind of work I've led and I guess sort of the kind of designer that I have been. SOM, worked with them a lot of years. This is the New York office in 7th World Trade Center. Collaboration between the architects and designers. Our work, our place, should look like the work that we do. We live a brand. It should be everything about us. When we talked about model building earlier, this is the Grace Building, right at Bryant Park in New York, top 3 floors, tech firm, first ever time in New York. First office that clients would come to. We said, you want to create a place, connect the floors, interconnecting stair. We built a model for it because they didn't really know what that meant. So in that way, the model is how we sold our ideas. 3-story video wall, they entertain clients. What they do is, you know, there's a really annoying ads at the top banner when you're doing an internet search. They sell that space. And so this was a huge step forward from that. The most money they've ever spent, the model helped us sell on the idea. Another tech firm, I know we're not supposed to talk about AI, but this IPsoft has an agent. It's not Watson, but it's similar. And so this agent, Amelia, agreed to, this is actually the firm's reception. You have a little, you get a little badge and it's got a QR code and it says, "Hi, Brian, welcome to Microsoft." And so what you can't see right here is this is right on State Street looking at the New York Harbor. This wall, it's about 40 feet long, and it rolls back into a room. This is it. It rolls into the room. It's the boardroom, so you can have a wide open view of the harbor. It rolls in, Amelia does what she does, interactive. And it's kind of cool beans. But the workplace is very simple. It's their brand, committed to it. And simple, less is more. It was about that space. And so when it isn't a client space, it's for everyone at IPSOC to use as a reception. Hudson Bay Company did their headquarters in New York. This one it should feel like a store. It should feel like what our clients are interacting with. They also do some work, so we had workplace. And so it was bringing brand into the workplace, which is nothing like a store, but that's what we should. Worked with JP Morgan Chase, and they had a 65,000 square foot cafeteria in Brooklyn, the Metro Tech Center, and they said, we'd just like to renovate it. We'd like to have a cafeteria again. They said, we think you should rethink that. We should have a commissary, a place where people can come and spend time, be about food, be about the experience, spend time, do more than just be there. And coffee, connect, meet. And it's the most successful cafe they've ever had in their portfolio. Another office, Chicago, Pressland, different place, know the brand, but it's all about collaboration, communication, and connection. And so that's what we brought to this place. We also worked with the architecture team in Chicago on 800 West Fulton Market. And it was all about the lobby is the ignition of the building. It is the place that things happen. So collaboratively worked about what's that entry experience? What's this two-story? Should it be a two-story space? Why? Okay, yes, because you can see and be seen, you can experience it at other levels. And it starts to set the tone of the whole building, which is very connected to outdoor space on every floor. Let people go outside and experience the city and the views, etc. in a very different way, culminating over time. We also did the show suite because it was a spec building. What should that look like? Maybe we can help people imagine what their office space would look like. Also worked on the San Francisco office. Different again. It's in One Maritime Plaza and it's in one building. It was really important that this felt like the work that we do, so the structure is exposed in places. We have another interconnecting stair. We really wanted to live the brand in San Francisco, which was very different. So to that degree that it feels like the place that it's in, but it still feels like the brand that firm is. They also asked us to help owners of the building with that very brutalist kind of base of that building, which is really poured in place concrete and it's impenetrable, right? And so what we said is, okay, we're going to build out, we're going to push out to the street of it, and the interiors team led this. And so for that, it was collaborating with the architecture team about how do we try and blur the line between inside and out when we're dealing with a cast of this concrete building with highly expressive exterior. And so it was to bring it down to the ground and make it about a scale. We also, San Francisco, we had a lot of inside-outside spaces, without walls, etc. The weather is good. And so just bringing the idea of nature inside the building and feeling like it exists to it. Lots of, and I recognize I'm going very fast. I'm trying to give you just a sense of the idea of working beyond a specific sector and bringing design ideas regardless of that sector. Have worked on airports, San Francisco Airport, and actually it was very nice being in the Vancouver Airport. Worked on that too. And so taking an existing terminal building with old technologies, older ideas, and starting to breathe some new life into it in a different way. And the most sustainable building is the one that's very built. So maybe don't tear it down, try to make it work. Residential. This is probably one of the last sites in San Francisco, right on the Embarcadero. And so this was a very innovative developer that said, we want to create lifestyle, West Coast, blur the line between inside and out. So when you think about this deck, this glass wall, is all that divides between inside and out, and they fully retract. So you can, your entire condo could be wide open, beautiful views of the harbor, the Bay Bridge. Working collaboratively with the architects, thinking about what's it like in an inside space when the walls are all open, when there is no line between inside and out, and how do you organize that space, how do people use it, etc. Worked with MGAC, they're a project management organization, and they wanted to use West Coast office in LA. And they had no money and they needed to be done in 3 months, so we did what we could and helped them rethink how they use space, new clients, etc., coming in and spending time. Brookfield Halo repositioning, so SOM building from the 80s, 2 towers, bunker in the middle, not a particularly pleasant experience. They came to us and said it's not working anymore. So we helped them reimagine what that open closet could be, so that, we took as much of the peach granite off. Again, that inside-outside experience. You can do that in LA. And so we worked with the landscape team as well. And again, interiors very much around, it's still a room, it's an outside room. And how does that feel? How are people using it? So,
it's right across the street from the LA office.
I know. You just
fantastic.
want, yeah,
I didn't know it was
straight across the street. That's right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. We worked with Lois, Marymount a lot. And the idea of this new building for film and television was that the building is the stage. The building is the film, seeing it happening, seeing it. That was the idea. We also did, in Howard Hughes building, we put them in to the building. We basically removed the center of the building to create a huge atrium and wrapped the workplace around it. And so that biophilia was real. It wasn't just putting some plants in. It was the workplace surrounded the atrium, and so that there was always a connection to inside out. And it's kind of the idea that if someone goes to a place each day, it's workplace. And so whether it's a hospital, an institution, a medical institution, or a corporate office, it's, work is happening. Someone's doing that work. A lot of lobbies in China. Really hard to do when it's got a 2-hour rating and you can't put any combustible materials, but it's not very good architecture. Love that we talked about the door handle as a handshake to the village, because that was the idea behind hardware with Valley and Valley. And they came to us and said, we want, we would like very much to have you design door handles for us, and we'd like you to be in the $100 range, which for Valley is crazy. But we said, does the world need another door handle? We've got a lot of them. And so, what we did is we put a survey together and connected. When you think about hardware for a building, what's missing? What do you wish you could do? And there was overwhelmingly that it's a hodgepodge of hardware throughout a building. Wouldn't it be amazing if the first thing you touched was similar all the way through, so no matter what door you touched, it felt the same? So that's what we did. So this is the big long pole designed differently. It can be very simple metal, it can be in Carrara marble, it can be wrapped in leather. So you can take it from the front entry to the most simplest storage rooms to the C-suite. We also said, wouldn't it be amazing if the door handle could match the color of the door? So you can get it in about 50 colors. And we said you should also do the hinges, because door hinges always look terrible. So 3D printing process to work through this. Get to a $100 piece of hardware, you have to bend it less, you have to polish it less, so the fewer times you touch it, the more economical it is to make. We also said, why do these things that cover up all that mess of how a door handle works, why does it have to be brown? Why can't it be square? We can't. So square work. So you ask the question, how did that? Well, the last things is designing lighting. I know we talked about 3D printing, we talked about craft. This is that, but thinking about it in a way that could be more than doing it one time. And that was the idea of taking something from a simple street light or a walkway light all the way through to the biggest lamp pole in a parking lot or at a facility, and also taking it inside. So that we've talked about that too. I'm going to roll through this really quickly. This is some of the work in Canada. Private collector, 25,000 square foot gallery, his own collection. He felt galleries were just too limiting and wanted people to come and experience art every day. Calgary Court Center also did the office of Circassian, which are on the 16th and 17th floor, on 5, just across the street. And so, geography, culture, brand comes together. Where our offices are will matter. And Taylor Family Digital Library, it started with an idea that the library is like part of a university. It's everywhere. And it was about the learning commons, and that you could see people, you could see them interacting and experiencing learning. So it started with that idea that grew from there. Concept was it's the noisiest on the ground floor and the most quiet on the top floors. PhDs and all those in the hospital, you have to be at the top, studying, doing other things. You can get coffee on the ground floor. So it was fun to put that. But the other thing is, he said, books move, things change in a building. We love to create view corridors. The panels on this building can change. You can move them around as the space inside shifts, your view corridors go and you adjust it for it as well. Okay. One of the first things, as we talked about the interior design practice at HDR, is we should understand what it is today and what have we got. So it was about seeking clarity. So the thought was to engage and talk to people, but that we really wanted to think about not so much what we've got, but what we want to create. But you got to start with where we are. And so, in terms of challenging ourselves to think big, I met with a lot of people who talked about what they see, what they think the opportunities are, what's missing, all of that. So it seemed like a crowdsourcing moment mattered. And so the first ABG meeting I sat in, so that's the people that report to Doug, which I do, and asked them, what's the biggest opportunity for interior design? Jerry Gray said dollars. And interestingly enough, I think it's right. It's the opportunity that we sometimes leave on the table because people don't know we do interior design. They don't know, we don't know always when to bring interior design to the table. But also more around impact and singular compelling story goes back to, place and emotional connection. What are our obstacles? Clear, honest, self-reflective skills. Do we have what we need as an interior design to do the work we want to do and would like to do and could be doing, but we're not? We need to think about it more. Talent came up. It's a very fair comment. Operating at the same level of design. What's missing or undefined? All of these are really important. Talent showed up a lot, but it was this one that really unpacked a little more. And it wasn't that, what I heard was, it wasn't that people don't trust us. It's that sometimes you gotta deliver. You've got to be there and deliver. So that was in there as well. Also spoke to the senior interior design leadership, about what our biggest opportunity was, and design integration and sustainability, that's great. But understanding the full capabilities of interior design beyond just what materials and finishes might be. We do that really well, but it's about 5 or 10% of what our actual capabilities are. So This group are the directors regionally that I work with each day. This here. We have West Region, Northeast, Southeast, Central. These two people I think are well known to many of you in the room, and while they are their own business class doing really remarkable things, we're sort of inextricably linked. In terms of workplace and specialty interiors, wayfinding, signage, hospitality, a range of things that Lois does. And then future, talking about growth, opportunities, thinking about that. We also have quite a few IEP